hour number 2 from Big 12 Media Days at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Well, Dana Holgorsen's joined us now, one of my favorite coaches. I covered Dana when he was an offensive coordinator back in the day. He was so much fun, man. Dana, man, tell us the cool play you're going to. He'd draw it up. We didn't know what the hell it was. I'd be going, you're doing what here? Dana, you're a blast, man. I appreciate your sense of humor, and you haven't changed, man.
Can you believe I hadn't gotten fired yet?
I'm glad you don't, man. Hey, man, I mean, you don't, that's because people like you, man.
Yeah. I mean, Gundy didn't like me very much my 1 year at Oklahoma State. He liked the production, but he didn't like me.
Well, you're too similar.
Well, correct. And offensive guys and
right.
Egotistical and all that.
Personalities.
I say this all the time. If I was Gundy, I would have fired me. So that was back. I've matured a lot since then. And I really appreciate Mike Gundy at this point. Just based on, he's the longest tenured coach. Gosh dang, he's got to be getting close to longest tenured in college football. I mean, I know Kirk Ferentz is, but yeah. He's got to be up there in the top 5 now. And he's done it at such a high level. That 1 year that I spent in Stillwater, I learned a lot, just based on how he did things, because all I'd known was air raid. All I knew was Hal Mumme, Mike Leach, and air raid. And going there for the 1 year changed my perspective on a lot of things. And I carried that over into West Virginia and Houston to the point where 13 years later, I'm still surviving.
How much did it help you in the run game?
Yeah, a lot, and because that was his thing,
Mike knows how to run the ball.
Mike knows how to run the ball, and the toughness with which you have to do that and run your program is one of the things that I learned. That's where I had a really good relationship with Joe Wickline at that point as well. And we sat there and we designed some things that were new to college football. That's back where the pistol came in, the offset pistol, the tray personnel with 2 fullbacks and all that. We had obviously a lot of success with a guy like Kendall Hunter, back there being able to run the ball. So that did make an impact on me. And I carried that over at West Virginia. I got kicked out of the air raid about 4 years later when we were flat out ground and pound, running power and counter and all this crap that we all do now.
Have they put you back in it?
Yeah, they did, because we were straight air raid the last year. 2 years ago, we had a pretty good back who was freshman All-American, and we fed him a lot. He blew his knee and didn't play last year, so our running back situation was pretty dire last year. So, we were sitting there at 2-2, and we're like, we're not stopping anybody, so we better start slinging that thing. And so we went back air raid, and our quarterback threw for over 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. And
Lucas Coley, what can you tell us about the competition?
I'd give Donovan kind of the upper hand right now. We knew we had to go out there and get somebody with some experience. We felt good about Lucas, just being a young kid, but he's still young. He was a freshman last year, but is a Power 5 player, a Power 5 body. But we knew we needed some experience, right? So, we got, Donovan coming in with 21 games of experience, starting quarterback experience. So that's quite a bit. Why'd he leave? There's a lot of reasons why he left Tech. Needed a change in pace. He's from Vegas, moved to Lubbock in COVID. His dad was a running back coach. His dad's now running back coach in the NFL. So there really wasn't anything in Lubbock for Donovan anymore, and he needed a change of pace. That's what's good about the one-time transfer is guys like that have an opportunity to go somewhere else. And, it was fun having him in the spring. The more reps he gets, the better he's going to be. I think his best ball's ahead of him.
We've interviewed a few of your players today. Patrick Paul, the left tackle, is very impressed with him. Nelson Caesar on the defense.
2 real impressive big guys.
Oh, yeah.
What's been your impression with them?
Oh, they're program guys. That's why, I have some guys like Donovan that could come and be impressive at certain spots. The ones I brought are all here because they've been here, done that for 4 years with me. Pat's going into his 5th year. He's got 2 years of experience, but that clock's going to be up after 1 more year. Caesar's got 2 years of eligibility, not experience, but eligibility, this is going to be his last year because they're graduating and their clock is just over, right? So it's time to move on. It's time to move on. The other two, Jack and Hassan, have one more year left. Could have left because they've graduated, but they feel like they need one more year. These guys have been program players since the day I got to Houston. So although we've brought in guys with Power 5 experience, none of these 5 guys have played Power 5, but they've been in our program for 5 years, and that means a lot to me.